So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be playing on BattleSpot, and I started the video before I did my introduction. I did my introduction before I started the video, so we're going to be starting it right now. We're going to be playing against Yokoro. Forget what the rating was, but using a QR code team we're going to be using our definitely not good team, and yeah, here we go. So I also apologize about the late upload. I'm going to do this. I apologize about the late upload. I had a lot of things going on the past 2 days, so I couldn't record any videos. Yesterday I was so very exhausted. I went to bed at like 8 o'clock, and then I got plenty of sleep, so I'm like ready to go right now. And also, if I sound a little different in these videos, it's because I just got invisible liners. I currently have braces in right now, which I'm still currently trying to get used to. I've only had them in for about 2 hours, and they feel very, very weird, and I do currently have a slight lisp. So our opponent's going to lead a Zapdos and a Tyranitar, which is pretty good because I can go for the Leaf Blade into the Tyranitar. It's going to be Misty Seed, okay, which kind of makes sense because they had their own Feeny. Does he really want to risk me going for a Leaf Blade? Because he can protect Tailwind. So another thing in which I can do is I can go for a Soak. Do I go for a Soak, though? Yeah, I think I go for a Soak, because what can he bring in the back, and then I can go for a Soak onto that. I could bring in the Aegislash. Yeah, so I'm going to go for a Bloom Doom into the Zapdos, because I think preventing Talon from getting up is more important, because I think the Tyranitar would be threatened enough to be able to either protect or withdraw likely into the Aegislash, no, the Lander, so going for the Bloom Doom was the call into the Zapdos, because the Leaf Blade definitely wouldn't have been able to take it out, I think, even at neutral. So let's see how this does work out. We're going to go for the Soak play, and then let's see if this does knock out. Can't tell also if the Landorus is Scarfed. I just played 2 games off of camera to just kind of warm myself up, because I haven't played this game in about 3 days, and I lost both of those games. I played a hard Trick Room team, the previous game, which had a Heat Train that was slower than my Aegislash, which was really, really interesting because they outsped me under Trick Room. And my opponent played very, very recklessly, so I couldn't anticipate their moves as a 1400 player. Good, we take out the Zapdos, so no Tailwind. Anyway, I lost both of those games. I'm really, really rusty, so hopefully we can pick up some wins in this episode so we can get some good battles, but that is definitely a really, really good start to this, and again, we can't even tell if it's Scarf because it takes no damage from the sand. Alright, we do have our own Weather Setter in the back, be it the Charizard. Doesn't want to bring in the Tyranitar against my Kartana. Also interested in seeing whether or not this is Scarf Landorus. What's the Tyranitar go for? Is this Scarf Tyranitar? Is that why it like switched out? It didn't want to go for a Protect? Because I'll still outspeed it and Soak. I'm going for Soak right here. Because if it's not Scarf Landorus... Ooh, I can also go for a Sacred Sword. Let's do that. I think going for a Leaf Blade was a better option, because if he switches in something like baiting the... okay, no. He could be baiting the close not the close com, sorry. Yeah, so he is Scarf. So I could have went for a Soak into that. Not going to matter. And we're going to get Sacred Sword off. He's likely going to go for a Rock Slide. So he is Scarf. I could have went for a Soak into that, but it was going down to either a Leaf Blade or close Sacred Sword anyway. It's going for a double up into the Kartana, so it was a good play on his part. But he's not going to be able to withdraw the Landorus. Oh, you can. Even if you don't have 2 Pokemon to switch into backs, because what he can do is he can get another Intimidate down on physical type attacker that I'm going to switch in right now, which likely isn't going to be the case because I'm going to be switching in my Charizard. We did confirm that we're faster, though, with our Feeny. I'm going to bring in my Aegislash because I don't want to bring it in against a Rock Sliding Landorus. And if he has U-turn, kind of thinking that he might be slow Scarf. Actually, I'm timid Scarf on my Feeny, so Feeny should be naturally outspeeding Scarf Landers anyway. So actually what I can do is I can, oh man, I can't, He has to lock himself in the Rock Slide against my potential Charizard in the back, right? I'm gonna go for the Soak right here. So I could bring in my Charizard, and then I can have the ability to go for an Ice Beam. This is really risky because he can also Rock Slide. Yeah, I think that's his only win con at this point, is going for a Rock Slide, so I'm not going to go for that. I'm going to go for the Soak into that, so that it's not... I'm going to go for the double up into the Landers. I don't know what I'm doing right now. Why do I not have Z-move on my Aegis Slash? I went for the Z-move. Yeah. So this is going to make me look silly. The time is ticking down right there. He's going to Earthquake his own Feeny. I could have just went for a Wide Guard right there. That play makes not a lot of sense. Because I could switch into my Charizard and went for a Wide Guard right there. Does he go for... okay, a Scold into the Feeny would have made more sense because it would cover the Charizard switch in right there, even if I had gone for a Wide Guard. I'm going to go for a Shadow Ball. I kind of don't want to knock out the Landers. Alright, it's good chip onto the Landers. And he did chip to himself. I'm going to bring my Charizard right here. It's going to cover for a Rock Slide, and I'm going to go for a Wide Guard. If my Egg Slash goes down right here, it's perfectly fine. Like if he goes for a Scold into it, because then I'll get a free switch into my Feeny. I'll be able to Ice Beam the Landers and go for a Solar Beam into the Feeny. Interesting play to go for an Earthquake into your Feeny, because I feel like, I guess continuously flinching me with Rock Slide would be your win con. Because the double up did a lot of damage into the Egg Slash. Granted, you went for an Earthquake, but you could still go for like Rock Slide, Scalds. And then I can't lock myself into Wide Guard, especially against with a partnering Pokemon that's just continuously going for Soaks. Alright, so let's see what my opponent wants to go for right here. We're going to get the Wide Guard, so it's going to protect us against the Earthquake, but he's likely... And the Rock Slide. Okay, so he's not Scarf. Likely Assault Vest. If that's the case, I should be... Yeah, he's going for a Scald. Well, I don't even have to worry about outspeeding with the Charizard, because I'm going to outspeed with the Feeny anyway. Alright. Okay, and then we confirmed that he is definitely not Scarf, because my Charizard got buffeted by the Sand before his Landers. Great. Now going for the Soak into the Landers, though, is not the ideal position for me, though, because now he's a Water type, so I can't get off Super Effect Ice Beams into it. So I think bringing the Charizard on the turn that I went for the Soak into the Landers was definitely the call. Well, regardless, I'm going to go for a Solar Beam right here. And I'm going to go for a Moonblast right here. I'm going to go for the double up into the Landers because it's likely... well, if it's not Assault Vest, because I'm counting on the fact that it's Assault Vest right here. Because if he protects... If he's actually Ground EMZ and protects, that's going to be bad because the Feeny can get a Scald off or a Calm Mind up. Let's see what he wants to go for. Scalds at least will be like a 3-hit KO into my Charizard in the Sun, especially if it's Specs. Alright, so he is not protecting, which is great. There we go. That is Assault Vest. And this Solar Beam should be able to take him out because it's going to be super effective, even though that's not Stab. And then the Feeny would likely go for like a Scald into my Charizard, and then I can go for a Solar Beam Moonblast into the Feeny. Yep, into the Charizard. So it's probably Specs. You don't typically see... Yeah, it's definitely Specs. In the Sun, against my almost like max bulk Charizard, max HP. Alright, so we're going to go for the double up into the Feeny, and it should go down to the combination of the moves that we're going to throw at it right here. And that's going to be a good game. So we're going to get a win in the first game, which is great because I just had 2 devastating losses off camera. I was like, I should try to warm myself up before I play on the ladder, just so I don't make myself look like a fool on video. And I lose both those games, and then we end up winning this one, which is good. Alright, so we're going to pick up a win against our first opponent. Hopefully get some good points. I think they were like a mid to upper 1500s player. I can't remember exactly. I know they're 1500s player. And let's find our next opponent. By the way, I don't know whether or not anyone lives in like the northeastern United States area, but holy crap, is it absolutely freezing up here. It was like 10 degrees this today, and that's the reason why I'm literally wearing like a little jacket sweater in my house. It's absolutely frigid right now. Very disappointed in our ranking because we started off so strong. Granted, we were playing literally everyone, but we started off so strong with a solid team that took me quite some time to actually make, based off of a team from one of my friends had made. And our ranking has been significantly dropping because we're using silly teams. The rain team wasn't silly, but it was using unorthodox Pokemon, and this team is just 100% silly. Kind of like a mesh of Pokemon. Has a good concept behind it, but not the best. Harry from the United Kingdom. I'm almost positive we played Harry on Road to Regional before. Harry is going to have a very, very interesting team. Huh. So, Sun on the Torkoal, and then this is likely Mega Venusaur, considering it's his only Mega option, is really interesting because Mega, even though you have Venusaur, you don't have to technically go for the Mega option, and then you can get off like fast attacks like Sludge Bombs, Giga Drains, outspeed my Charizard, and go for like a Sludge Bomb or a Sleep Powder if you do have that. But typically, if you're running Mega Venusaur, you don't want to go for Sleep Powder on your set because it's usually like a bulky set with Leech Seed, Sludge Bomb, Giga Drain, Protect. And he's definitely hard Trick Room, and I just lost to this 2 games ago. Very hard Trick Room. Cresselia, Stakataka seems like it's the play. Alright. We're definitely going to be seeing Ally Switch out of this Cresselia because it has 2 Pokemon that are take super effective damage against like Earth Powers from like Mega Camerups or Heat Trans. Okay, so what do I want to go for right here? If he leads both, he can lead a Trick Roomer and a Fake Outer. This would be the thing. So I'm gonna lead Coco. What else could potentially take out the? I'm going to bring this. Aegislash isn't that slow in her Trick Room. Most of his team is very, very slow in her Trick Room. And I want to bring my Aegislash because it is kind of slow. You can go for Wide Guards on his Eruption / Heat Waves. It can soak up the Gyro Balls and Rock Slides from the Stakataka. Take out the Cresselia. Bringing the Coco and the Kartana in front because they're 2 hyper-offensive Pokemon that can potentially take out one of his Trick Room setters. See, this is the lead that I'm not anticipating because his team is hard Trick Room. So my mindset is that if it's hard Trick Room, you want to get up Trick Room. You have 2 Trick Room setters. So I guess that's like a mind game that you have to play when you're playing that. But I assume that you want to set up Trick Room, and if you want to do that, I'm going to counter one of your Trick Room setters, in which he's not going for it. It's really odd. I'm going to protect the Fake Out Sludge Bomb away into this. I'm going to go for a Substitute. Because this will cover for like a Scrafty Drain Punch. He could also go for a Fake Out into the Kartana, break a potential Focus Sash, and then Sludge Bomb the Coco because the Coco really doesn't do too much damage to the Venusaur, but then I can go for a Dazzling Gleam, which also could take out a Scrafty, yeah. Now we're going to get a Substitute off, and Sludge Bomb and or... yeah, so he does exactly what I thought he was going to do. So we get the Substitute up. Don't have the Feeny. What I was going to say is that I can bring the Aegislash on this slot right here. Go for potential Never-Ending Nightmare into the Venusaur. And then, what does he have in the back? Potentially switching it on the Scrafty slot. I guess the Cresselia. Definitely not the Stakataka. Stakataka would take too much damage. going to go for the Sacred Sword into the Scrafty. This isn't, it's taking a lot of damage. Plus it threatens my... It's going to withdraw the Venusaur. Wasn't anticipating that into the Feeny. Okay. Feeny's... I mean, going for Leaf Blade onto that slot doesn't make any sense, but it doesn't do much against my Kartana. And we're going to get a Sacred Sword off. Should do at least half. Okay, right around the money. Scrafty is really, really bulky. It's going to go for a knockoff. Okay, into the Kartana. Scrafties are generally really, really slow, right? Because I'm thinking to myself, I could potentially go for a Flash Cannon and a Leaf Blade into that slot. Take it out. And the Feeny can't do much to my Kartana and or Aegislash. So I'm going to go for Flash Cannon. I think both Leaf Blade and Flash Cannon will do enough damage to the Scrafty to be able to take it out. Feeny does withdraw. He's going to bring back in the Venusaur. So baiting out attacks is what he's doing. But I'm not going to fall for that. I'm banking on my... Or we just get a critical hit. That's always a thing when we're using Leaf Blade. And we're going to go back to neutral attack. I was going for the Leaf Blade in case he switched into the Cresselia on that slot. Because that was definitely a viable switch in. That does so much damage. Another critical hit. Opponent getting really, really unfortunate. Definitely unfortunate right there. Because I put him in range for a Bloom Doom now. Which will put me at +2. The Venusaur really isn't threatening to either one of the Pokemon that I have on the field right now. So I don't necessarily think I have to do that. The most that he can do to either one of my Pokemon is literally go for a Leech Seed into the Aegislash. Because he can't Sludge Bomb either one of my Pokemon. Okay, Sakataka. I'm going to go for the Never Ending Nightmare into the Venusaur. That might be able to clean it up through Protect. And then I'm going to go for the Sacred Sword. Should be able to take out the Sakataka. Although isn't. 4 times super effective on neutral. Okay. He could... Well, the Venusaur isn't doing anything again. So I'm going to go for the double up into the Sakataka. In case... Because... Okay, the Venusaur protects right there. I wasn't anticipating that, but... I mean, it really couldn't do anything against either of my Pokemon. It's probably going to go for a Trick Room. So if this doesn't clean up the Sakataka, I went for the double up into another critical hit. Wow. And it's Rocky Helmet, okay. I went for the double up into the Sakataka in case that the critical hit. This is like critical hits the game. In case the Sacred Sword didn't get the KO, I would have been able to follow up with a Shadow Ball and take it out because Sludge Bomb, even Giga Drain isn't even like a 2-hit KO into my Blade Form Aegislash. And then if he goes for Leech Seed, big whoop. This could be Specs Feeny, so I mean I could go for the Bloom Doom over there. I'm gonna go for the safe double protect right here. Also scout out for a protect from the Feeny, and then I can go match with forfeit. Okay, I was gonna say like scout out for a protect from the Feeny, and then I can go for the Leaf Blade into the Feeny, and then the Never Ending Nightmare the following turn. But opponent's just going to forfeit right there. Guys, I do apologize. I am going to end the episode right here. I don't have much time to record this week, and this team is okay. We're going to do one more episode tomorrow and likely get 3 battles in that. But I really do appreciate everyone that watches my videos. Thank you for the support. If you have teams that you'd like suggest down below, please do so. I'd really, really appreciate it. Also, we're going to be using a very, very interesting team next week. I cannot reveal as to what that's going to be because I'm going to be playing my EPL opponent, which is Andrew Davis, tonight. And that episode is going to be going up on Sunday. So look forward to that. The EPL is a really, really fun league with other content creators. And we use some unorthodox Pokemon and sets as well, which I am definitely using this week. And we're going to be using it next week because although we're using a Pokemon that you don't necessarily see all too often in format, they're very, very fun and reliable, so I feel like I'm going to be using that in next week's Road to Regionals as well while I continue to work on my Kangaskhan and Ninetales team. Anyway, thank you for watching, have a great day guys, and take care and stay warm.